So, hi everybody, it's Lisa Tumbley here. You can't see me, but I'm with Jen and Sam, and we are today in the Jewel and the Jeweller, which is a brand new gallery jewellery, what would you call it, workshop in New Plymouth, and what these guys are doing is absolutely amazing. So they've set up a jewellery shop here with 15 different contemporary jewellery artists. And I'm just going to have a little talk to them today about, and they're all nervous because they're sitting here going, what the hell, I've never been on live before. But hey, hi girls. So we'll start off with you, Sam. How's it all going here in the brand new, and there's mummy in the background. No, you stay there. You stay there, mummy. So, Sam, how's it going? You've only been open about a week now?
It's really good. Yeah, this is our second week.
Yep.
We are just kind of finding our feet. We took a couple of days this week to actually make some stuff and move away from all the admin, but we've still got a while of just setting up, getting a feel for things, seeing how we go.
That's brilliant.
We've had our first workshop, ring workshop last week. We've got another earrings workshop this weekend. So it's always nice having people in the space.
So that means you bring in students and you teach them the basics of jewellery making and goldsmithing, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, so earrings workshop this weekend, we cover kind of the fundamentals of making earrings. So earring hooks, earring posts, when you would use one or the other, how to draw down wire to make your earring hooks. We'll cover a few different techniques like roller printing and
amazing. So if anyone is in New Plymouth and they would like to learn some jewellery, where do they go, Jen? So look, tell us where we are for starters, because people don't know where we're actually sitting.
So our official address is 91C Devon Street West, but we could probably show the alleyway. So you come down from in between Arizona and Eco Lab.
Yep.
So it's the walk.
So it's really out the back. It's like a tiny little out the back sort of a place in containers that you guys have converted. But it's just and these containers have come from Christchurch. Is that right? Yeah. And what's your background? Jen? Did you learn jewellery somewhere?
Yeah, I studied at Whareao Polytechnic, which is a visual arts school.
Yep.
Sam studied at the same place.
Yeah.
A little bit later on, and that's how we know each other. But that's what I studied. When I was studying, it was fine metals. And now it's Peter
like
Deckers and turned into, what was your qualification?
It was a Bachelor of Applied Arts majoring in Contemporary Jewellery Design. So it's evolved quite a bit.
Yeah.
So we both participated in a project called the Handshake Project, which is a mentoring project and exhibition program. And I think we just connected on that. So,
and now you've joined forces, two ladies together from New Plymouth.
Two working mums. So ours are 10 till 2.
10 till 2, everybody. 10 till 2.
We're often here more than that, but it just means if we have to do the school run that we can.
Yeah.
And it's consistent for people.
I think it's absolutely fantastic, that you can be mums and start your own business, and I really, take my hat off to you, because it's not easy, obviously, and you've got little wee ones. I don't know how old your ones are, Jen.
Oh, I've got a 10-year-old and a 8-year-old and a 15-year-old.
Wow, crikey. Brave lady.
No, well, 15-year-old's my stepson, but
yeah.
He's actually a big help, so.
More help than hindrance of 15, you reckon?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
and hopefully you might teach them how to do all this sort of stuff.
Well,
Is he interested?
He's made like a pair of earrings for his mum, and
awesome.
So the kids get into it. They've got a workshop at home as well. So.
Yeah, so it's a really good role model, I think. To be able to be an entrepreneur and a mum. And have the best of both worlds. And I know, Sam's husband works with my husband in the fire brigade, and so he's helped build all this stuff. He's pretty handy.
He definitely made it a bit more doable for us. He was in here for 2 weeks building and banging away before we could open.
So tell us about the 15 artists that you're currently working with, and what sort of jewellery pieces have we got. We'll take a quick look in the cabinets in a moment. But so it's contemporary jewellery. It's not your standard boring. So I shouldn't say boring, but
well, it's not. But I suppose the way that we say it is that most people know traditional or manufacturing jewellery, but the way that we see it is that's only one piece of the pie. There's a whole other spectrum that goes to what you can make. There's kind of fashion jewellery, there's contemporary jewellery is called that, just trying to make a distinction, but some people call it art jewellery or studio jewellery. But essentially for us it's it's a mash-up between the craft of making jewellery and an artistic progressive practice. So you've got people that maybe don't use any metals at all. They might use plastic, or we've got somebody who weaves a necklace out of leather, and so it's really just about exploring the extremities of materiality,
and not being limited to silver,
and just kind of just really making something new that hasn't been made before.
So this is going to
messages that the materials have as well. There's so much. Things have a connotation that's outside of their material. I mean, we all know that Pale Shell and Greenstone have an affinity with New Zealand, but there's other things, other materials that people are using that have another story. So it's part of it's opening up people to the art world as well, to like a critical way of thinking as well.
Yeah, because something like I've done a couple of exhibitions and and was involved in the Māori arts world, and often they wouldn't even take jewellery because they considered it not art, and it was like, hello, this is very much definitely an art form, and it's so it's breaking down those barriers as to what is art and what isn't art.
Especially in New Zealand, like you go to Europe and contemporary jewellery is much more accepted in museums and galleries, whereas here it does feel like we're constantly knocking on the door saying let us in.
Yes.
But I don't know if that really needs to happen. I think people just need
do
to
our own, make your own way.
And
No, it's fantastic.
Well, I think, and the other thing that we're excited about here is that we know that the arts program at WIT is I don't know how you term it, not happening this year.
Right. Yeah, it's under.
And there's just not really that many places for artistic kids who are leaving school to come and do something progressive and
something alternative to what the standard, and in the old apprenticeships, like I did a goldsmithing apprenticeship in Austria, in Vienna, and that was how I got into it as an adult. Went and worked for free for a few years in order to get my apprenticeship, and that sort of system's died. That's
all that knowledge.
And over there it was very, very big, the goldsmithing, the traditions, the way, their whole education. And I loved all that tradition. And I brought my own spin to it and changed things up. But I think it's really fascinating that people are now getting away from the snobbery of precious metals, precious gemstones, and actually, creating with whatever they feel like creating with.
We're a young country, and our heritage is really rich. We've got really rich
especially with our
adornment. Definitely.
Yeah, especially with Māori and the Pacific Islands, and we've got incredible gems. So let's take a look in some of the cabinets quickly. Show us around, Sam, what you've got here. So we've got.
So this is Macarena Bernal. She works with resin, so she makes these interchangeable resin links. Oh wow! So you can essentially, if you want, make your own version.
Wow!
And the next
they open up and so on.
Yeah. This one is one of Jennifer Larisse's knitting needle necklaces.
Crikey!
You wouldn't know it.
So it's made out of knitting needles.
Exactly.
Absolutely brilliant. And this one over here.
This one's by Becky Blish. She's a Wellington-based jeweller. She's got a graphic design background, which you can see come across.
Yeah.
So she works in a lot of. So this is a found object.
Oh.
She's put her own little bit on it.
Very,
she's
very.
Also done this cake.
And over here we've got.
This is Jennifer Larisse's. That's awesome. That's kind of like an unfoldable rooster.
Wow.
We can open it.
Yeah. Let's have a quick little peep inside and.
And another favourite, like this one here that you can see, and that one there.
Like a little rock.
That's actually a potato.
It's a potato. Jewellery is a potato. Wow, that's really pushing the boundaries.
Yeah, that's called Reluctant Housewife.
It's
a dehydrated.
That sort of looks potato. Like my that looks like some of my dinners.
Yeah.
How they come out.
And the chicken unfolds.
Oh,
folds up.
fantastic. And that's all with laminated power.
Yeah, just from an old dish.
Oh,
Those power shell dishes.
clever.
Mm.
And over here, what have we got there? So that one's, is that a ring?
This is a squid ring. Yeah.
Man,
I've got it.
and I thought my designs were out there, but they're not.
Yeah, and I think that's part of our thing as well, is that, you know, there's these extremes
Yeah.
in the making practice too.
Yeah. And things that people, for me, I like that imagination, and I think probably I grew up with a lot of imagination in my family, and that was really
Yeah.
valued, and
Yeah.
creativity was really valued, and that's probably drives my making. But I think
So which
there's other
one's
people
over
who are a bit
here?
more meditative, maybe. So Sam's works like this is Sam's, it's
Wow.
carved bone.
Yep. Love it.
Brooch. Yeah, beautiful. And then you can see the raw bone
Handmade
on
brooch
the
on the back of it. And the
And Sandra Schmidt, that's schist. It's made of stone, which has been carved with that
fantastic is another brooch.
Mm.
Excellent.
And I suppose the thing about some contemporary jewellery, like some of it can be everyday worn, and some of it is just occasion pieces. So,
Yeah.
you know, I'm going out to dinner and I want to look real fine, and I want
yeah.
everyone to notice me, and I want to feel
Real
really
powerful.
good.
Go, you
Yeah,
said to
like
me,
my power
I,
earring.
yeah, like I love these earrings here that Sam's made,
Mm.
and I just said to her, "Wow, they're just so cool." She said, "Yeah, these are my power earrings when I want to feel strong and I want to feel powerful." And that's the thing, you know,
Yeah.
jewelry adorns us, but it's actually it's how it's making us feel
Mm.
on the inside. And that doesn't have to be blooming gold and diamonds, and you know, it can be whatever makes you feel good about yourself, basically.
Yeah, well,
eh?
and it's allowing people to explore that, because just because that's what we know doesn't mean that that's what we have to accept, and it's just letting people know that there is more.
Yeah.
And you can really start to explore that. And for a lot of people, contemporary jewellery, they'll see it and they'll go, "Oh, that's really interesting," but feel uncomfortable wearing it.
Yes.
But that's actually just part of it, is just allowing yourself to
Yeah,
to
yeah,
do
yeah.
that. And maybe it does take practice for some people,
Yeah.
but it's really awesome
It's a good
It's-
feeling.
when you get
When
to
you-
that place where you are walking down the street and you're owning it. And
Yeah.
yeah.
And you're a piece of art when you're walking around.
Yeah,
I mean-
that's the pretty magical thing about these works. So this is Jessica Winchcombe again. This is a really
Amazing.
big neck piece. So, you know, this wouldn't be your everyday.
No, but
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, it could be hung on the wall as much as an art form. Tahitian Pearls, my favourites.
Yeah.
So what I find really neat is that you know, like even when I had my shop, and we shut our shop a couple of years ago when Mum got sick, but I felt constricted all the time because I'd been, I think, brought up in the traditional goldsmithing techniques, and it had to be, you know, everything was precious, and stepping outside of that was a big deal for me, and making apologies for I've, you know, it's not in sterling silver, you know, or it's not in gold, or it's, you know, and feeling lesser than because of that. And now I think, you know, just even looking at your guys' pieces and going, bugger it.
Yeah.
Let's be wild, you know, like why do we have to limit ourselves to a certain way, and certain, you know, correct ways of doing things. I love all this not knitted, what would you call that, woven
Folded,
type, folded.
leather.
And it's beautifully soft as well.
So leather's used extensively, isn't it, nowadays?
Yeah.
And just how special and how much work has gone into each of these pieces.
Yeah, and I suppose that's part of the education of it as well, is that a lot of the value of these pieces is actually in the artistry and the time. It's not necessarily in the material.
Yeah.
And that can be a bit of a shock to people when they, you know, when they're used to jewellery equaling
The value of the diamonds
of
and
the diamonds
or
and the
the
gold.
whatever gemstone you're in, or
And lots of these artists are really having great success overseas as well, which is
Great.
sort of overlooked. Like Jessica, who did the leather work, she's shown in Milan at
wow, Milan.
Fashion Week, and had, you know, and that was in Vogue magazine, and you know, so there's
Wow.
all these different facets of what contemporary jewellery can be,
And where it can get to.
yeah.
Because you do sort of think, you know, is it going to be stuck in a certain genre, and are people willing to pay for it? You know, it was always, as a business owner, always a hard line to walk between like the commercial viability of something and what your artistic side wants to actually do and what the New Zealand public were willing to
That's right.
play with. Like when I was in living in Austria, of course, like jewelry was people were much more extravagant and not in the money spending, well that as well, but in the size of the pieces that they were willing to wear and
more easily express themselves, even with their hand gestures.
Yeah.
You know,
It was more
happy to take
accepted.
up a little bit of space and say, hey, this is me.
And to be a bit, out there with your pieces. Now we've got another wall here.
That's one of the good things about us doing classes as well, is that people get to come and they get to be part of the process and they learn what it actually takes and what the time is spent on.
And they start to value what the heck goes into a piece rather than being a mass produced stamped out piece of something from a factory somewhere, which really
but
does
also,
devalue
those
it.
things also have their place, and that's the thing that I think Sam and I value. We can value all of that stuff. It's all part of our
jewellery history and traditions.
Mm.
This is a fascinating piece here.
So that's one of Jen's pieces.
Wow, Jen, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a muscle boy off the beach.
Huh? It's from a boy.
Yeah.
Upcycling, I love it.
Yeah, so this one went to Thailand and there was an exhibition in Thailand as well.
That's
with
fantastic.
some other artists from here as well.
And I love this horns there.
Yeah, it's one of
That's a
mine
beautiful material to work with. I've done a little bit with horn.
too. Yeah.
All right, well, we'll wrap that up. What do you think, Mum?
I'm very impressed.
As an ex-jewellery shop owner, do you think they're doing extremely well?
Yeah, I think they've gone into the market where there's a big gap. So
Yeah, exactly.
go for it, girls.
Yeah, go for it, girls. So I think that's a good. Yeah, anything you want to say, like come down and check it out from 10 till 2, guys. And sign up for one of their workshops. If you live in New Plymouth, come down, have a play, have a try. You never know, you might fall in love and have a new hobby.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to come down and do some. All right, thanks guys.
Thanks, Lisa.